Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on Saxlingham. Right, okay, so today we're in October, we're working towards the time when we can actually start to sell some of our products, but in the meantime we are doing some contracts to try and make up some money to purchase other things that we might need. Now I have just noticed actually in the used sale, if it's still there, yes it is, there's a 3-axle low loader European style trailer, which although we don't actually need to move any machinery at the moment, it would be useful as long as we can use straps on it to move our bales, because we don't actually own a flatbed trailer at the moment, and I know this is not a flatbed bale trailer, but it would be suitable if it can, as long as it has straps, it will be suitable for moving the bales. So as it's so cheap in the sale, it would be probably silly not to buy it. The only downside is we have nothing to pull it with, so we'd have to either buy a dolly, which would be the cheaper option, or best still, if we can save up enough money to purchase a tractor unit to pull it, that would be brilliant. So it is used, so the paintwork is not looking the best at all. Yes, it's quite a lot of paint missing on it. It doesn't look very good. We could always repaint it, but it's only a used trailer for a start, so it doesn't really matter too much. I'm just wondering whether we should change the colour of it. It's not going to look good in any colour unless we repaint it though, that's the problem, because there's a lot of missing paint. It doesn't change the price. So we could do it in a nice blue maybe, or it's quite a dark blue. We could do a lighter blue. Doesn't really matter too much, but I just thought, we'll have a look at different options for colours. I think we'll buy it though, because we can afford it, and we just have to try and save up for a tractor unit then. So yeah, we're going to purchase that. Otherwise we have no means of moving the bales, and it was in the sale, so yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. So tractor unit wise, there isn't anything in the sale, so we'd have to buy new if we need it urgently. This is the cheapest, but I'm not getting this because I've had bad experiences in the past with the turning circle of this thing, and it isn't very fitting for Norfolk either. I suppose you get the odd person who's imported an old American style lorry in the UK, but it's not typical, so we'll probably go for a more European looking one. This is the cheapest, the Volvo, or we might go with the MAN, or there's even a Scania actually, which is a mod. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure yet which one we go with, but yeah. We'll say that we need about 120,000-ish for a decent one there. So between 102 and 135 for the more expensive one there. So yeah, that's what we need. I think that's doable. So what we'll do is we'll borrow items and accept this cultivating contract, and we'll get the helper to do that. So yeah, we need to go to the shop. Here we are. There's our new trailer, or I say new. Our rather rusty looking paint peeling trailer, but it's ours. So we'll get on this. This is a massive machine, and we'll drive this over to the field, which the helper's going to go and do. I don't know whether the helper will be able to drive there on this map or not yet. I don't know whether the map is compatible with helpers driving on the roads. We'll have a go actually. We'll test this out and see what happens. So it's field 33. Which is, where's that? There it is. Not too far, actually. So we'll see if we can get there with the helper. So create job, field work, field 33, and start job. Is it going to go and do it? It's just calculating, I think, at the moment. This is what I found out. It does when it sits there. Oh no, it doesn't do it. It wonders whether it will be able to do it, and then decides it can't. So. Just to be on the safe side, then we will just drive it to the field. Well, we'll try again. Now it's on the road. I don't know whether that'll make any difference, but I'll drive it out onto the main road and then try again, just one more time, just to see if it will go. But I don't think it will. It's always temperamental, this driving to the location type thing. Go. Right, one last chance. If it doesn't do it this time, I'm going to drive it myself. No, okay. Right, so we'll do that. We'll also just accept another contract for me to do. So back to contracts again. And I'm going to do... Should I do a cultivating one or should I do a fertilizer one? The fertilizer ones are more profitable. We're going to do a fertilizer one, I think. Okay, there we go. So now we've got 2 active contracts. So the helper's going to go and do the cultivating, and I'm going to do the fertiliser spreading, and I will get on with that now on a time lapse. So the helper is still going on the cultivating, but I managed in that time to get quite a few little fertiliser jobs done. Well, I say little, they're quite big fields, but we luckily had a big machine to do the job with. It was nice and wide, so we got that done pretty quick. So I'll just unload the not the bales, the fertiliser bags, and then we can return this, although it's a bit of a shame. I do quite like this machine. I'd love to own it, that'd be brilliant. But yeah, if we can get this again for a contract, that'd be amazing, because it's really wide. Before we had one with a sort of boom that folded out, which was okay, but it wasn't quite as wide as this one. This broadcast spreader is extremely wide, so yeah, very pleased with that. I don't know whether we've made enough money there to buy a tractor unit, but we'll have a look. We do still have one active contract going, but we'll collect these two here, and that's going to remove the vehicle. There we go, 121. So yeah, actually I think that probably is enough, just about, to purchase the tractor unit to pull this. When we get the other contract done, that'll be even more. It depends which one we go with, actually, because it's enough to buy the Volvo, the small Volvo, or the old Volvo, and it's just enough to buy the MAN. It's not enough to purchase this one though, or the Scania, or the big Volvo. But we could go with this one. Or the cheapest one. What's this like? Yeah, it would do the job, wouldn't it? I think. It's adding some extra money on though because of the fairings and spoiler. So we could remove them, although it doesn't look as good without those, which is a shame. And you can get with or without the fenders as well, or the mudguards. Again, it looks better with them. It'd be a shame not to have them, but that does add another £500 to the price. If we went with that, we can't quite afford it by just a few pounds. How annoying! Oh dear. Yeah, and then I don't know whether it charges for colours. Oh, we can do a two-tone colour scheme, that's interesting. Two different colours. That doesn't seem to add anything to the price. So we could go with a different colour scheme. Not sure what would look best. Do quite like the yellow and blue, they go quite well together. Or we could go with a green and red or something like that, maybe. Or silver. Yellow and silver doesn't look as good. What about a different coloured cab? What about blue and silver? Don't know. Don't know whether it looks better with two colours or one colour, really. Kind of looks like it's been in an accident and they've replaced the lower panels with a different colour. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just go with an all-round colour. These sometimes go with orange, which I always think looks quite good. Although, maybe not with the blue. Orange all-round. Don't know. Not sure about the orange. I'll try a few different colours and see what I think looks best. Okay, I've been fiddling with a few colours. There's nothing that looks amazing, but I think that looks okay, sort of. It's a bit different anyway, so it's probably more interesting than having just the one colour all the way down. But yeah, that looks reasonable, so we're going to go with that. Unfortunately, not going to have the spoiler just for now until we get this contract finished, and then when we finish the contract, I'll add that on, I think, at the end, because it looks better with that on. It's just gone without it just so we can actually buy the thing, first of all. But as soon as we get that contract finished, we will... oh, is it complete? Oh, it is complete. Oh, that's good. Unless, of course, we get the help to move on to another one with the same machine. I suppose we could do that. But then we won't be able to add our spoiler, will we? No, we'll collect that and then we'll take another one out with a different machine. It's only £400 we're losing there, so that's fine. Right, so, yes, let's have a look at the vehicle then. Doesn't really match the colour of the trailer, of course, which is blue, but we can always change it later on if you don't like it, but I think that looks okay. Now I have to drive to the workshop and just do a bit of a modification on there. just to add the spoiler back, because I do think it looks better with the spoiler. I think it will charge us for this, so it's not like the multiplayer series where it doesn't charge us, although now it's saying it's not. Oh, maybe it's free then. Okay. Well, it's saying it's not going to add any more. Okay, that's good. Right. Well, I'm glad I did that anyway. So it wasn't that it was going to charge us and didn't charge us, it was just that it didn't charge us at all anyway. It said that the price was 0 to add them on. So yeah, it always seems to be worth trying that. Going for the basic model to start with and then going to the shop immediately and adding on the things that you wanted and see if they're free. Because sometimes it seems to work out that way. Right, so although actually we can't load, well we can load it, but we can't sell the straw yet because the price is not good until December or January time. But at least we can see what it looks like on the trailer. That looks pretty smart actually. Quite pleased with that. It's quite a nice setup. Obviously the trailer is looking a bit old because it is used. We can repaint it, but at the moment I think it's a bit of a waste of money. And we'll just have to deal with it being a bit old looking. But I suppose that's more realistic because most trailers are not pristine and brand new. It's a working trailer after all, so it's going to get a bit scraped. Oh, the trailer's number plate doesn't match the tractor unit. Maybe we should change that. Because I gave the tractor unit a bit more of a modern number plate rather than the one from the Land Rover, which was a 1997 registration. We'll just modify the trailer just to give it a different number plate. And actually we'll get the helper going again on a different contract as well to get some more money coming in, because actually we've ended up with more money than I was expecting after buying the trailer and the tractor unit, but it would still help to have a bit more money in. We do need to buy a front loader for the tractor as well. That's something else we need to load the trailer. So right, so what have I put as the registration on there? RX14SMZ. Okay, so we'll just change that on here. These are not real number plates, but well, it might be a real number plate, but I'm just picking random letters out just to make it look more authentic. Okay, and just so they match. So I apologise if this is your actual number plate in real life, but okay, we've done that. Customise, yes. It's highly unlikely to be someone's real number plate, but you never know. Right, okay, there we go. Right, so yes, what we're going to do now is I'll just leave that there for a second, and we're going to do another. We'll get the helper to do another cultivation contract. Try and go for another decent sized contract. This one's 31,000. Wow, that's a big job. So we'll accept, and we'll borrow items on that one. So that's a really nice big job, that one. Fill 40, and we will jump in the New Holland. I'll drive that over to the field, and we'll get the helper to make a start with that while I take this lorry back to the yard, and then we'll go and modify we'll purchase. We've already modified the tractor. We just need to purchase a front loader for it and a bale spike so we can load the bales onto the trailer. Okay, so we are all loaded up with, well I say all loaded up, we've got our 2 implements on that I've just purchased for the front loader, which will allow us to then load the bales onto the trailer. So we're going to head down to our yard, the main yard, where we're going to then be able to start loading this with bales. Well, I think we should start, well I don't know whether we'll start loading them now or not, because it's going to be still a few months before we come to actually sell them, because the price doesn't start to increase really until, well, December I suppose is probably the best month to do it. We've also got the wheat and the barley to sell, unless of course we do buy some chickens, but we would need quite a bit of money to do that, so that would mean a lot more contracts. Okay, so where is our entrance? It's in here. First time I've actually been to the main yard today because I've been so busy with the contracting that yeah, I haven't actually been here yet today. But yeah, I think I've made a good purchase here. Hopefully, it is the sort of map that certainly needs a lorry and bigger trailers and bigger transport vehicles to move things around, because it is everything's on quite a large scale on this map compared with other maps. And certainly all the entrances and fields allow for longer vehicles like this, which is useful. So I had to sort of put them on in a slightly unrealistic way because I had no way of loading them at the shop, but now we are here, so we can take them off the correct way with the tractor. Just going to move the tractor out of the way. Then we can drive up the ramps. That's what I'm planning to do. Drive up the ramps, put the front loader on, and then put the bale spike on the front. I've gone for the decent sized bale spike as well, so we can pick up 4 bales at a time, hopefully. Right, we need to jump into the lorry again just so we can lower the ramps down, and then we can hopefully get these on. I think we need to press X to fold them down. Yes, that's correct. So that's the only problem with having things on the trailer. It makes the camera mess up, but there we go. Can we widen the ramp width? Is that doable? Not sure whether that is possible or not. Probably it's a set width, I don't know. Normally it's something on the mouse, but I'm moving the mouse around and holding the bottom of the buttons down, but it's not doing anything, so possibly not. Anyway, I think we should be alright there. We should be able to drive up and get that front loader on. So I went with the actual class branded front loader because I think it would suit the tractor better than having one of the other brands on there. It's the only one that class make, so, or at least on the game, so I had to go with this size of front loader, but I think that would work fine. I do like a telehandler, but we can't really afford one at the moment, and we have got this tractor which can do load bales, so that's fine. We'll just use this for now. The helper's going as well in field 40. It's on 16% completion there, so that's all looking good. I'll just get a few bales out of the shed and see if we can load these. So how do you actually do this? I've never done this before, so I don't actually know how you actually get them out of the shed, but looking for some sort of trigger or something, but I don't know. Oh, is it this? There we go, yes. Right, so we don't want to get them all out for a start. We'll get 12 out. Is that right? Yes, there we go. So they've all spawned here. And now that will allow me to start loading them up onto the trailer. I'll just move it back a little bit and put the ramp up, because we don't need the ramp down now. That should make it a bit easier to load. Nope, don't want the combine. Oh dear. I want the lorry. Put the ramps up. Just reverse it back a little bit so we can start loading from the front of the trailer on the step frame part, and then we'll load the rest of it onto the flatbed. Okay, so yeah, let's give this a go and see if we can get this trailer loaded with straw. let's have a look at that then. So we haven't got a full load, like absolutely full, but we've got quite a few on there. There probably would be space for some more right on the back if we put them the other way round, rather than having them that way round. If we just put one stack across like that, across the trailer. And that one there, well, that's a bit of a slope there. I don't think that would really work. We might be able to do it, but maybe if these ones were shoved a bit further forward. But yeah, it doesn't really matter too much because we can just do it in 2 loads. We would never get it all on one load anyway, I don't think. There's still quite a few left in storage. As well as one that size, and there's 12 big ones, so yeah, it wouldn't all go on one load anyway, so there's no point overloading it. We might as well just do it in 2 runs. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good purchase really overall. I know it's not an actual bale trailer, but it does the job. It can be used as a bale trailer. I just wonder whether it extends actually, because a lot of these trailers, they do extend. I don't think it does, but you never know. Now again, I was trying to mess with the ramps, trying to widen the ramps, and I couldn't see a way of doing that, so it doesn't look like it does extend. Because unfold low load, it just means the ramps go down, that's what that does. And there's no other options as far as I can see, so don't think we can extend it, but yeah, anyway, it still looks pretty good, I think. It's a good purchase. The helper's currently on 68% on the contract, so we'll just leave that to do its thing, and hopefully by next episode it'll be almost done. And we can collect that one and move on to the next month. But for now, I think we'll call it a day. So I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.